Hello students, welcome back to your video class. In the previous video, we started your English reader moments, the lesson, The Lost Child. This is the first lesson, and in this lesson we have read a few paragraphs, some part of this lesson. Well, the lost child, how a child goes to the fair with his parents, and on the way he sees many things like sweets, toys, balloons, and he wants to buy the things, but he knows his parents very well. He knows that they would not buy him, they would not bring him those things. So on the way he asks for many things, but his parents do not buy him anything. And now let's continue further. So on the way through the mustard field and taking one path, they reached finally at near a tree, and there was a one footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. Now I'm starting from the page number 3. You open your book and just see and try to focus on the reading aspects as well as comprehension. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. And as he reached there, he sees many footpaths converging from the main that whirlpool of the fair, because whirlpool means a round shape, something when you throw a stone in the water, you can see the rings, round rings, that is called actually whirlpool. So the boy sees whirlpool of the fair and felt at once repelled, attracted, and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. And you see, when you go to the fair, you see much crowd, line of shops, people are making rustle and bustle and hodgepodge and pulling, pushing, and crowded place, shouting, people are blowing horn, whistle, and a lot of commotion and noise you see. So the boy was entering in such a world. A sweetmeat seller hawked, he was calling gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi. He was selling these sweets, jalebi, at the corner of the entrance, and crowd pressed around his counter at the foot of an architecture of many color sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. And especially during the fair, you see at the sweet shops how people are pulling and pushing and say, give me first, give me first, give me first, and they make so much noise and commotion. So at that sweet meat shop, he was selling gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi, and people crowded that shop. At his counter there was a lot of great crowd, and he was selling the colored sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. You see on the barfi, you see that silver or gold paper pasted for making decoration. The child stared open-eyed, he stared at the shop. His mouth watered for the barfi. He liked barfi. There must be some favorite sweet of you, and when you see that sweet dish, your mouth waters. So the child stared open-eyed, and his mouth watered for the barfi. Watered for the barfi, and that was his favorite sweet. I want that barfi, he slowly murmured. Murmured means he spoke in very low voice, means hardly anyone could listen him. But he half knew as he begged that his plea would not be heeded, because his parents would say he was greedy. And he knew very well, with half he knew that he begged his plea means request. His plea would not be heeded. Heeded means pay attention, that his request would not be paid any proper attention, because his parents would say he was greedy. They would make such statement that he was greedy. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. So once he said, I want that barfi, and without any answer from his parents, he moved on. Then a flower seller hawked little ahead a garland of gul moher, He was selling garlands of gul moher. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. Irresistibly means he was so attracted with that garland of gul moher. He went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped and half murmured. And then he went towards the basket where the flowers lay heaped means when you put all things at a place, you make a heap. So the flowers were heaped. And half murmured, again he half murmured, I want that garland. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers. He very well knew his parents. So, because they would say that they were cheap, when they don't want to buy him anything, they can make any related excuse. So, this time, but he thought that his parents would say that these flowers are very cheap. Why you buy them? So without waiting for an answer, he moved on again. There, a little ahead, a man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green and purple balloons flying from it. Then he saw a balloon seller. He on a pole. You see in the fair how the balloon seller sells the balloons, how he hangs them on a pole, and there were yellow, red, green, purple balloons flying from the pole. The child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of their silken colors, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire to possess them all. So he was overwhelmed. A nice word, overwhelmed. And overwhelming, much surprised. Overwhelming desire means he could not control to possess them all. He wanted to buy all the balloons. But again, the same response. He knew well, but he well knew his parents would never buy him the balloons, because they would say he was too old to play with such a toys. They would say, you are not a child now that you play with these toys like balloons. You are not so small now. You are too young. So you are too old to play with such toys. So he walked on farther, very disappointed. Then a snake charmer stood playing a flute to a snake which coiled itself in a basket, its head raised in a graceful bend like a neck of a swan, while the music stole into its invisible ears like the gentle rippling of an invisible waterfall. So then he sees a snake charmer. Snake charmer you people see in the villages or at the fair place. Stood playing a flute to snake. He was playing flute, that's called bean, and which coiled itself in the basket, and the snake was in his small basket, its head raised in a graceful bend, like when a snake charmer plays flute, the snake makes this position and he sometimes dances, would bend like neck of swan, while the music stole into the invisible ears like the gentle, and he heard that gentle music like rippling of invisible waterfall, when the water falls from the mountains to down. The child went towards the snake charmer, but knowing his parents had forbidden him to hear such coarse music as the snake charmer played, he proceeded farther. But his parents already had warned him that don't go at such a place near any snake charmer or any such a coarse music. So he proceeded farther. There was a roundabout in full swing. Men, women and children carried away in a whirling motion. Many men, women and children were carried away. They were crying and enjoying, shrieked. They were shrieking and cried with busy laughter. The child watched them intently, continuously, and then he made a bold request. This time he made a bold request. I want to go on the roundabout, please, father, mother. And this time he spoke that I want to go on that roundabout. And there was no reply. He turned to look at his parents, but his parents did not reply. They were not there ahead of him. He turned to look on either side. He just saw here and there. They were not there, and he did not see them around. He looked behind, then he looked behind. There was no sign of them, and this time he was scared because he did not see his parents around him, not left or right or in front or back. He did not find them. A full deep cry rose within his dry throat, and he cried very bitterly. And with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from here where he stood. And with a jerk of body, he ran from where he stood. And crying in real fear, mother, father. Tears rolled down from his eyes, hot and fierce. His flushed face was convulsed with fear, and tears came into his eyes, and he was crying in the hot, and his flushed face, reddish, was convulsion with fear, and we could see fear on his face because he had lost his parents. Panic stricken, fearful, he ran to one side first, then to the other side, and in the fear he ran one side to the other side, hither and thither, here and there, in all directions, knowing not where to go. Mother, father, he walked. His yellow turban came untied, and when he went to the fair, he was completely ready, and he had a turban on his head, and it untied when he ran here and there, and his clothes became muddy. He fell down, and with the dust and dirt, his clothes also became very muddy. So this way totally he was lost in the fair, and now we'll continue this chapters in the next video, and there are few questions. See the questions. What are the things the child sees on his way to the fair? Why does he lag behind? So I have told you what are the things he sees on his way to the fair, and why does he lag behind, why he again and again was lagging behind. Second question is, in the fair he wants many things. What are they? Why does he move on without waiting for an answer? And the second question is, when he goes to the fair, he sees many things there. He wants to buy them. What are those things? You will write those things. And why does he move on without waiting for an answer? But he did not say to his parents to buy him those things. Why he did not wait? So, third is, when does he realize that he has lost his way? How have his anxiety and insecurity been described? So only 1 and 2 questions you will find from this chapter, and you will write the answers, and you will send to your teacher, English teacher, and we'll continue this rest of the chapter in your next video. By the time, have a nice time and enjoy your study. Thank you so much.